we're live.
Hello there, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening. As for those of you who have been following us for a while, we have the entire party again. It's amazing. Gemma is back. No one is sick. Well, relatively speaking, some of us are sick, but thank you for joining us this Saturday evening for D&D 5e homebrew content of my own. It's a world setting that I've created for these wonderful folks to just traverse through and cause ridiculosity. But this is Adventures in Agni and all PoC D&D 5e stream. We are continuing an ongoing campaign that has been happening for a fair bit of time, and before we get right into it, introduce the players and get back into our main story. Quick shout out to Roll20, Tabletop Loot, So Nerdware, and Devin Rue, the Mistress of Maps, all of them for sponsoring us, supporting this channel, and just being here and amazing for all of us to let us do these ridiculous hijinks that we do on Saturday evenings. So, also want to give a shout out to Patreon that helps support the bulk of everything that happens here, and the subs and bits that will give awesome emotes, and the players will get an extra little nice benefit for folks who do either tier 1 or tier 2. I believe it's tier 1 is advantage, tier 2 automatic crits. So if you can, help the players out. They might need it tonight, they might not. We'll see. Things could happen. Very, very intense things could happen, but we'll see. And also, if folks are interested in getting to know more amazing folks like the people who are playing on this particular stream, or who are just involved in our larger Welcome to the Party community, join our Discord. We have a lot of amazing conversations there, sometimes very feelsy, sometimes very ridiculous, almost always some variation of really gay and intense. It's pretty much our brand right now. And it's pretty gay, it's pretty trans, it's pretty queer, it's a lot of different things. They're all amazing. The general takeaway is we're pretty awesome, and you should probably join our party if you're here and new to this stream and new to the whole community. So with that being said, let's introduce some of the amazing folks who are here as our players for this evening right before we get into the game. And why don't we start off with a player who we are all very grateful to have back, Gemma. Thank you, you're back.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just stumbled upon this stream, and I guess I'm playing. Where I'm at right now. No, JK, I'm Gemma. I am a player in this campaign. I swear, just family stuff is just, it was just an intense month, but I'm back. Yes, I'm Gemma, and I play the Furball Monk Lapu.
Wonderful. Next up, our bardy fiendish lockboy, Ant.
Oh, that's me. I'm Ant. I'm playing Paya. I'm a hobgoblin bard warlock.
Next up, our barbarian extraordinaire and absolute delight of the stream, Lily.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I'm playing Bo, who is a wild hunt shifter barbarian.
Wonderful. Our nerdy map and knowledge cleric extraordinaire, Aletta.
Hi, I'm Aletta, and I'm playing as Saralath, a Fire Ganassi knowledge cleric.
And last but not least, our yeeting, wondrously intelligent and mischievous other half of our hobgoblin pair, Miriam.
Hi, I'm Miriam, and I am playing Dee, a hobgoblin lore wizard.
Wonderful. So now that we have things going, and oh, hello there, Michisaurus in chat. Nice to have you joining us for this Saturday evening. Always a pleasure. Now, as a quick sort of recap for where the party find themselves, the party has been dealing while spending their time in the northern region of Chantico, once the site of a volcanic eruption and calamitous catastrophe that occurred, investigating a lot of different leads of a figure who has been causing trouble and agitating many folks in the region by the name of Mathura, a blue dragonborn zealot, acolyte of Cord, some variation of that. They've investigated local working conditions, spoken to various historical figures, and looked into a lot of history regarding both the first and second smothering, and have really just gotten more of a sense of what the scope of things they might be facing in the future is like, and just what potential dangers might be coming for them. As we ended last session with a bread-related incident caused by our Spell transcriber extraordinaire Didi. We begin the next morning. Everyone with a baseline level of, I'm sure, uneasiness anywhere near Didi's room, with everyone in the party overhearing noises coming from the outside, from the streets. However, before we get into that particular situation, as the noise and hustle and bustle of the day is starting, that normally greets everyone here, seems a little bit more agitated and perhaps intense and uneasy. Lapu, the past few days have been interesting, and the evenings have been messy with dreams in some ways. There's been a lot that's happened since that evening where you saw the person on the street, the drow woman, nearly be felled by Mathura's blade, and receive the vision from, it's hard to tell, just the land, just reaching out. But as you fall asleep in this previous evening, you look out and find yourself somewhere unfamiliar, still in an inn, but having risen from your bed and walked outside, everything around you looks different. The buildings, tall slanted stepstone patterns that they were, built of onyx, of jade, and of limestone, they don't have the same detailings around you. You see,
The buildings are the same?
they're not the same. Instead of those, you're seeing ones that seem to have had much more of an elven and dwarven make to them, and some gnomish tinkering in some of the murals and architecture around you. You see various individuals just going about their day. Not as much of a drow presence as there was before. Not as much of a shifter or halfling presence as there was before.
Can I go up to one of them and kind of stop them?
You can.
Yeah, I'd like to do that and kind of just like just say, "Excuse me, friend, but would you mind letting me know where I am?"
When you reach out to try and just get the attention of one of them,
Uh-huh.
your hand just goes through.
Whoa. Lapu just put their hands and like does the stereotypical like to in front of their face.
They don't seem to be reacting to you.
I look around. Can I sense anything that maybe there's a particular location that's drawing me in?
Roll me just a straight up perception check just to see. You will get some details just from your passive, but I just, for what you're active, to see what additional details you might get.
Okay. No, that's saving throw.
That was persuasion, not perception.
Oh, god dang, sorry. I cannot read.
Okay. You look around and once again, the streets don't seem to have any of the volcanic sort of red, orange, and aura of warmth that you associate with having been here previously. Nothing about this region seems to have anything of the volcanic layer that was there before. The buildings are different designs. The temples that you can see are different designs, and you look out in the distance.
Yeah, is the big statue, is it still there?
It's there. But the nose is present. It's not broken the way that everyone else who came into the city before saw.
Did the buildings seem more new?
They look much older.
Much older?
As in of an older design than what you're used to now. The buildings you've been seeing more as you've been going around town were of a relatively not modern, but newish make, as though they've been updated recently or there have been ongoing repairs to restore it. And it's about this time that you feel a pulse of energy just all across the ground.
Well, does it like is it almost like an earthquake, or do I just feel this energy?
You feel the energy first, and then you hear rumbling. You feel rumbling.
Whoa, that does not feel good. I look around to see if anyone else has felt it.
There's panic beginning to spread across the streets. Individuals all around you are scared, and they're all turning past you, just looking right through you into the direction of the statue. And you are noticing that beyond the statue itself, the mountain range far in the back, it's rumbling, and there is a slowly growing red energy that is emanating from out of it.
I think Lapu just kind of forgets that it's like kind of dream and no one can see me, and I kind of just start rushing towards people and go like, run, go, get out of the village, run. And maybe like I try like pushing, maybe I see children or something, I try pushing, but of course like I go through and I just kind of forget, and I'm just standing helpless, like I don't know what to do.
You try and do that, and there's a moment where it's just almost panic overtaking you because no one is hearing it, but everyone is just in a position where they're grabbing their things or trying to run, and you see slowly growing off in the distance a almost tidal wave of volcanic rock and molten like river just flowing down towards you.
I think I just start, I think just out of sheer fear and just instinct, I just start running away from like that lava and just start rushing away.
As you do, you suddenly, as you turn around, see a few individuals before you who don't seem bothered by the whole thing.
Well, I stop and look at them and go, can you... Lava, can you go?
The 4 figures turn to you, and the one of them, very beautiful, ornate silver hair going down their back, long, multiple eyes around the head, some humanoidish, but others 6, approximately 8 eyes. And you now notice the lower half of their body is black tarantula sort of shape to it. And just sort of looks somewhat solemnly at you and says, "There is nothing that can be done for what has already passed." And you see the other 3 individuals also sort of repeat the same sort of sentiment. Not the exact same thing, but they all sort of turn to you. One appears to be of a similar dark black skin, though hers a little bit more of a silver and cooler kind of tones to it, with a long blade that shimmers as brilliantly with luster as her hair. Another elven, all of these elven, these main 3 elven, with a full set of plate armor as though ready for war, a sword strapped across their back. And then finally a last figure, feminine in form, muscular and powerful, with a crown of red flowers and crystal. This is the history that you have inherited, all of us, for those who bear connection to this place and to the elven lineage. The lava overtakes the whole area. You do not see anyone hurt in the process. It's almost as though in the moment before it overtakes everyone, it just cuts away. And you find yourself again in the same region.
Oh.
But now you see shifters there. You see drow. You still see high elves and dwarves. And you see halflings moving in. The statue still stands. And you see what looks as though were the baseline foundations of many of these past buildings being uncovered. People gather. There's a sense of solemn just sadness on their faces. But many of these groups who are arriving, there's a look of almost determination on their faces. You overhear just barely just sentiments of, we can make this place anew, or at least see what we can recover. And you find yourself turned to one last push, one last change in sort of scenery around you. It is much the same as you knew it in the present day. It's nighttime. What do you do?
What, am I outside?
You're outside. It looks as though you are right in front of the statue now.
Lapu just starts kind of like doesn't really know what happened and kind of just talks to the statue, kind of just like they did rebuild, but why? And I just look at the statue and go, why are you showing me this? I'm a stranger to this community. Or was that even you?
You see appear at the base of the statue now the same feminine form, muscular and powerful, with the crown of feather, with flowers, crystalline in nature and shape. This is the cost that comes with calamity, with what is lost in tragedy. But these are also images and visions of what can come from renewal, from rebirth. You seem worried about what may happen to this land, what may come and for the future of this place. I show you this to know, so that you may know what may come, the dangers that have come in the past, the goodness that has come from perhaps the present, and also the dangers that may arise and the calamities that may come in the future. And the figure points up, and you see a familiar blue draconic form right above the statue, still with its full intact nose, with a pair of blue wings, wielding a long sword, serrated and wicked in design, strike down a section of the statue's nose, and it now resembles what you see in the present day. and you see as he floats back to the ground, an angelic figure, vast wings, standing next to him. As this last vision, as you take in this last image, again, unsure of when this happened, perhaps even the scope of what this might mean, you hear cries as you're awoken, bit of a cold sweat to the sounds of people crying out in the streets. Just havoc, just not quite havoc, but it's probably a little uneasy and upsetting to hear given what you just saw at the beginning.
Especially
but it's
what I just saw. So yeah, I kind of just take a breath, but then the minute I hear it, I just start rushing out again. I start going outside.
Yeah, so it's morning for everyone else. You all. So getting back to the full party, yeah, you all are hearing like commotion happening outside in the streets. And you're also hearing Lapu just kind of bursting out of the door of their room, I imagine, just kind of agitated.
Lapu? Are you okay?
I just kind of rush past Dee Dee and just go and just I just say 2 words, screams outside, and then as I'm still running.
I should know for the record, as a monk, compared to everyone else, it's like a roadrunner dust cloud again.
Right.
This very tall, near 7 foot,
7 foot tall dust cloud outline of a fur ball, just running right past.
And Lapu, if you noticed while you were going, I was holding a bread and staring at it, wondering like I had an idea what to do with it, and then thought better of it as you run.
I think and then as a last minute, I'll go, I'll eat it later.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, what are the rest of y'all doing? You hear all this commotion happening outside.
Oh, Bo's definitely going outside.
I follow.
Oh, yeah. Same.
I'm leaning out a window first to see if I'm at the right window to see what's happening, and if not, then I'm going outside.
I mean, it's interesting you're trying to lean out of a window, as there is no window in your room. So no, there's a window. There's a window. I just like the thought of like you had to you just randomly eldritch blasted a window from your own. Like,
It's such a warlock thing.
It's a very warlock thing to do. It seems appropriate, but no, you're out and you're just seeing a lot of people, similar to how you saw the crowds kind of gathering for the combat ring on I think it was 2 days before. But folks seem a little bit more agitated and on edge.
Are people moving around, like not looking where they're going, or are they mostly watching something?
It seems like they're all collecting somewhere.
So they are moving. I still have the bread, right?
Yes.
I have an idea. I will put the bread in my mouth and I will run with the bread outside, specifically going around a corner in the hopes that it will crash into someone who is my destined love. Because people aren't looking where they're going, and I have bread. It is a perfect opportunity. Hey, chat. Our GM has muted herself. I'm sorry.
Game is done.
We'll be right back after these sponsors' messages.
This is where the group was roughly going. This is what Ant did. Just one of these, real quick.
Just like flip the table, just here you go.
Right.
Just. I'm not dead, Slam B in chat. I see you in chat. I'm not dead. I'm just I reached my prerequisite I'm already done moment for the session about an hour earlier than it normally happens. So
New record.
okay, you can start running outside. Bo's heading outside. Lapu's heading outside.
I'm following Lapu, even though Lapu is slowly gaining distance, like increasing in.
Okay, actually, semi-serious question. Since I make the tokens, do you want me to just replace Lapu's foot part of the token with like Roadrunner? Because you guys keep using that term.
I only find it amusing just for monks because monks break the sound barrier after a certain level.
Okay, after the session, I'll give it a shot.
Yo.
Aarakocra monks is just, we're gonna add flying to the breaking the sound barrier element and be more ridiculous.
Okay.
But no, so everyone is moving outside. That is happening. You know what? Fuck it. Faya, roll me a d20.
Yes!
Wow.
14.
Broke Angela. You broke our GM.
You
Our
do
GM's
crash into
very
somebody.
Oh no.
You crash into another hobgoblin.
Oh no!
They also seem somewhat. They're like, what the hell are you doing?
Fortuitous day, there is chaos going on. Come, and I drag them over to where everybody else is going.
Wait, is it me or is it another hobgoblin?
Join the party.
Oh god, that's very accurate, Slam. This is our very brief anime detour.
So, just to be clear, it's another hobgoblin that's not me?
That's not DD.
Okay, good, because I was just like, what the?
Yeah, it's another hobgoblin. And what's your passive perception, Paya?
Something horrible. Let's see. Maybe it's not as horrible as I remember. It is. Oh, it's actually better than I think. 12.
Okay. How would you have described your cult's main symbol?
Probably a very innocuous looking tree with no embellishing marks, but it's just a particular way that the tree insignia is drawn that would allow me to know what it is.
You catch out of the corner of your eye, just tucked somewhere like deep within the cloak that they're wearing, you see a symbol.
I would like to let go of them.
Yeah. The rest of you, while Paya is having this brief mixture of anime detour and oh shit happening at the same moment, which is also probably a very brief anime detour as well. The rest of you have made it out onto the street. And for the benefits of everyone, you should all be able to see the main battle map that I have put up for you. Feel free to put yourselves on the southern portion of it for no particular reason. This is not automatically saying you will get into a combat. This is just, I want you to be able to see like what's happening roughly with everyone.
Sure, no particular reason at all.
Yeah. Where's my token? Where'd mine go?
Also, that is also accurate, Slamby. This may have been the quickest top 10 anime betrayals moment that's happened in our campaign just yet. I'm sure more of them will happen. But
how does mine show up?
You
from the
click on your character sheet name.
Oh,
drag it over
and then drag it over.
Gotcha. Get over here.
But yeah, as you're catching up with the crowd, and you reach this sort of center point where there seem to be various people gathered around a well.
Not a well again.
Not another well.
There seems to be some PTSD or
immediate bad reaction to the mention of the well. We'll have to remember this to avoid for all future descriptions. But no, what you're seeing is that there are people from the various communities and quadrants of Chantico all starting to gather around here. There are dwarves, there are elves, there are gnomes, there are shifters, there's various tabaxis, halflings, and drow, and what looks like just some maybe out-of-towner vendors that are there. But as it stands, you see Mathura standing in front of the well, just sort of calling out to the whole crowd. So far, you can't quite hear what he's saying, but you can get closer. You can get relatively closer and begin hearing more of what he's saying. But from what you can all see just from a look around, the crowd seems very tense. There's a distinct sort of break in the lines between sort of what looks like older population, a lot of elves, dwarves, and gnomes, and then what looks to be another section of the crowds around you of a lot of drow, shifter, and a lot of the other more migrant populations that have been there. And it's at this moment that you hear Mathura beginning to speak. Friends, my fellow acolytes, I have been blessed with a vision. I have been blessed with a message of what we will face if we do not take steps now. I have been visited by an angel of Cord and told that the calamity that we face now will grow unless we protect our own. We must protect those who rightfully belong to Chantico. We must protect those who are the true acolytes of Cord, not merely those with paltry convictions to the Spider Queen, to the Weeping Maiden, to any of these other gods who do not understand the harm we have been through, the pain we have dealt with. We must look back at our own history and see where we have gone awry, and see how we have avoided an important question for us all to ask. What have we lost with making this new openness here? What have we gained? It seems very little. But I ask that you stand with me and that we reclaim Chantico for the proper people. Didi, are you casting Cosmere?
Me player would love to, but me character probably would allow the monologue to happen, but probably would be the next thing as soon as there's like a sort of a pause. Yep, a bear just falls on you.
Yep, there is a distinct pause as the pause happens as it seems as though there's sort of that usual, like, stereotypical, like, TV series when you have a crowd around. There's like, oh, yeah, it seems he's got a good point. Like, that's, like, it's not
Yep,
fair.
cause
Like,
bear.
they're hearing that, and then right as that pause happens, cause bear. So
Right over Mathura, just falls.
all right. So, for our viewers' benefit, for anyone who has not been here, we have actually properly statted one of the joke spells that DD gained called Cause Bear. It is a first level, we're going to call it a conjuration spell that will do 3d10 damage if the person getting hit by it does not save. And that is let's see what that is actually.
It's you had said I think Dex, so it is a DC 16.
That is 18 plus 2, so I think that passes. However, they still take half damage for 3d10.
Okay, so I haven't added it in, so I'll just roll it.
Yeah, just do straight 3d10.
Nice.
Holy.
Oh yeah.
Even on half,
Wow.
it's still a lot. So
Yes.
Yeah.
you all
Lapu,
take.
now Mathura feels what you felt when I researched that spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you all see just a massive brown bear just suddenly appear over the top of the well and just careen towards Mathura. Mathura dodges partially out of the way, but the impact of a giant brown bear is still going to do a fair bit of damage. So yeah, that's going to be some damage right there. But with that being the case, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I was ready to ask who were the proper people, but I'm not sure Mathura can answer that now. With,
I kind
with
of freeze up
a bear having fallen on him.
Lapu just freezes a bit out of just a little, just kind of remember like PTSD of the bear falling on them. So
God.
for like a second, but just knowing that it's Mathura, it's like, okay, that's not so bad, but
Also, because it's a pun in chat, I'm required to have the players take note of it. Thank you, Chad Thundercock, for the comment. I guess he barely dodged.
Great.
We're off to a good start, chat. I'm only at mild irritation with chat right now. But
I'm gonna Mask of Many Faces to turn around like a foot shorter and also into somebody that is distinctly not hobgoblin in the crowd.
okay.
And I'm gonna shout, "Are bears the right people? Is that what you want?"
You just hear like grumbling and like yells as like you see the blade pulled out from the scabbard on his back, and he like goes to try and like stab the brown bear, but it acts in a way kind of like a summon, like a find familiar summon, where it just sticks around for the casting of the spell, and then right as he goes to do it, and then he just points in the direction of Dee Dee. But the crowd, after you say that, just roll me a charisma check, Baya, just to see what effect that has on the crowd, if any.
Just flat old charisma?
Just charisma. This isn't, because it's less about like trying to
Wow.
persuade them to go to any one particular thing. It's just about, oh, yeah.
Oh.
So there's almost a sense of like a pause, like a beat that happens, and then like just slow like little giggles and chuckles coming from a lot of the people. It's almost like some of the tension has been immediately diffused. There's still some people who are agitated and still trying to listen to Mathura, but there's this sense of like, it's the equivalent of like he delivered like if he was delivering like a wedding speech and then realized he had a terrible stain down the front of like a tuxedo. It's caused that kind of effect.
Can I follow up with Cage Hand?
Yes, you can.
At this point, I'm not really trying to cause damage. I'm trying to basically, like, following on Paya's lead, sort of trying to discredit. It's
Yeah.
a shame I didn't prepare tragic missiles, because that would have been nice.
I forgot about that one.
But I didn't prepare it. So, Cage Hand it is.
Yep. As you do that, he has just a random, just spectral cage appear over his head. And he seems to almost take it in stride.
If I have the ability to shape it, I'm gonna make it the most ridiculous cage I can think of.
Yeah, he holds out the sword up above him, and then he pulls out from the pack that he has a long feather, angelic in shape and design.
Ooh.
See what these people bring to you. Jokes, tomfoolery. They know nothing of the seriousness of what we face. They know nothing of what we have dealt with. He seems like he's trying to get back on point, but it's not going particularly. It's mixed results so far because of Didi and Baya's efforts, but they does seem to like people stop laughing after he says that. But
Do I recognize the feather?
it looks exactly like the angelic figure you saw in the vision. Also, thank you, Manapot Studios, for rating us with a party of 6. Hello there, everybody. You're joining us in a moment of mixed hilarity and seriousness as one of our players has just caused a brown bear to appear over someone's head. This is also not the first time this has happened. And
for the jokes.
In all likelihood, will not be the last time that this happens either.
No.
I think I may have cage-handed his head the last time I saw him too.
So as he pulls out this feather, I'm trying to multitask. I'm gonna go up to my sister Didi, and I'm gonna pull out an ink pen with ink and quickly scribble the tree and an exclamation mark on the back of their hand or on the front of their hand, whatever is available. And meanwhile, I'm shouting up with a slightly changed voice as I have finished my Mask of Many Faces transformation. Oh no, he's gonna tickle us! And yeah, that's what I do.
As soon as I see that, I start looking in the crowd for cultists.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Didi, roll me perception, Bio, roll me charisma, and then for Azerlath, Bo, and Lapu, I need to know, what are you doing while this is happening, if anything?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm watching. This is not my strong suit, so.
Yeah, I think I feel like I would I have seen what happened with Bio when he ran into the other hobgoblin?
I would say, given how fast you are and not gung-ho, but like determined and like steadfast, forward you are in like carrying yourself to make sure like to when danger happens you're ready to go and deal with it, or when action happens, more less danger, more action. I would say you probably would have seen you. I don't know if Baya would have explained the particular significance of that, but you probably would have seen at least Baya's immediate like nope reaction. So you don't know why, but you probably would have seen that. So yeah, I'll give you that's you probably would have seen. You don't know what the reaction.
Right. What it like its exact context. I think I would still be keeping an eye on Baya then after that like interaction. So I'd be kind of watching, but probably have stepped up where Baya is.
Okay, Lapu, what are you doing at this moment? Didi, I will tell you what you get. I'll say real quick, you don't really see, there's just so many different faces among the crowd, you don't see that much, but you do spot very faintly someone in a familiar style cloak to the way the cultists were, just doing one of these sort of motions over the back of like one or two individuals in the crowd. And you see them suddenly becoming more agitated and like starting to agree with Mathura's point, like they're starting to like pick up some of that like agitation again, like they're getting them to start riling up again.
I start swearing under my breath as I see that.
But Lapu, what are you doing?
I want to, like, similar to what the hobgoblin siblings did as a way of discrediting, I guess. I'd like Lapu to use, I think Lapu would want to use, and because of the past stream that they just had, I want to use like some of my, I want to use like a bit, I want to control like the elements and have a puff of wind near Mathura and like to grab, like to, I guess, get the feather out of his hands.
Okay, I will say
put it my way and bring it my way.
Yeah, I will say roll me just a straight wisdom check. This is your understanding of your particular abilities of the elements to see how well you can channel that to direct it. Because it's a relatively, like, I believe elemental attunement's a relatively minor thing, but I think the best way I can sort of call it here is just straight wisdom check. So go to your wisdom, click wisdom, and that should give you a roll. But yeah. Unfortunately, it does not work in this instant. You try and channel it, but it more just causes the feather just to start almost flying out of his hand, and he catches it, and he just sort of calls out to the rest of the crowd, "See what these people bring you. While we know that the land will soon deal with more terrors, while we face a return of history's pains, they bring you jokes. They bring you snide comments. What good are such people in times of calamity?"
Hold person.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my spell secrets to instead make Mathura roll an intelligence savings throw.
You would if all of a sudden you didn't see Mathura
Oh no.
just breathe almost like it's almost like an orb of electrical energy into his mouth, trace a sigil in the air, and your spell is counterspelled. See what they bring us. They bring us violence. They bring us harm. Look at what these outsiders bring us.
Can I leave further northward of the crowd? If I'm trying to hide, do I have to go at half speed or can I go at full speed?
I'll say full speed only because, like, while it is a crowd of people, I think folks are also like it's going back and forth in terms of the tension of the crowd, so people aren't like actively like huddled up close. They're all sort of in a state of out of it.
Okay.
People don't know. People at this point, because of the back and forth of like good silly jokes, but then also Mathura's comments, people don't know what to do. But Didi, from what you saw with the one or two individuals in the crowd, they are beginning to get agitated again. And if you imagine sort of the right side of the map, just off side of it, they're starting to crowd in toward the center of it.
So from the right side, they're approaching leftward. Is that correct?
Yes, they're starting. Like, they're not on the map because, like, putting a bunch of tokens on this of, like, 30 people would just crowd it for y'all to be able to move, but the crowd is getting more agitated.
So you could say it's like almost like difficult terrain?
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Like, it's getting more, they're getting angrier, and you're starting to hear, like, more folks speaking in, like, Dwarven and Elvish, and it's, like, older tongues, and there's none of it for especially Lapu. You're hearing a lot of different bits of it, even occasionally like bits of Old Giant and such, just from folks who just seem like they picked up a swear or two from other languages. They're getting very agitated and angry.
Okay.
And it's not diffusing. It's like it's getting worse.
Okay, I'm going to head 30 feet northward and westward on this map. And as I do, now in the form of a child, basically, albeit, I guess, a lanky one, I'm going to start just muttering under my breath, but loudly enough that other people might be able to hear me, and saying things like, "Oh, shoot, the temple of Cord is coming. Oh, God, I better get away." And just like muttering that sort of repeatedly as I travel enough distance that the people who hear me the first time can't hear me repeat it anymore, as I look like I am running away.
So you're trying to diffuse the crowd and try and get them to just leave the area?
I'm basically treating these people as like bugs in a box, and I'm shaking the box. I have joked about the primary speaker. I am trying to get them to think that freedom of assembly is not in place and that some authority figure is coming. And I'm running myself.
I'm going to say this one will be a persuasion check, just to see what happens. But while that's happening, okay, that works. before I read that, is anyone else doing anything else? Because
Bo wants to be moving. I guess I want to actually be moving toward the people that are moving
they're
leftward.
encroaching.
Yeah,
so like the agitated crowd, because the crowd on the left seems to be people who, based off of Baya's very good persuasion check and sort of mimicry, they seem to be calming down, and they don't seem to be giving like Mathura as much attention. They just seem, there's a sense of like, we have other things we need to deal with.
Yeah, like I want to be moving like this way, like I'm showing on the map. So sort of like creating a pathway to disrupt the crowd that is moving toward where I am now.
Okay. Feel free to move yourself up to there.
Okay.
I won't say like, I won't treat it as sort of like aggressive action towards the folks in the middle. I'll just treat it as you're moving, and that's what it will be read as.
Right.
Intention. Because you're not going at him like, let's do this. You're going at him just like, start to make
like I'm just trying to kind of make them have to go in a different direction than the way that I'm going.
Okay.
So it's disrupting them moving the way that they had started to move.
Okay. Roll me, just for the sake to see how big the impact is. Just roll me. I'm gonna say either I will let you do persuasion or intimidation based on how you do it. That's not for the purposes of saying like you're trying to be intimidating. It's just more how either they might read it, or just like what your presence helps do to dispel the effect of the crowd getting agitated.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Is anyone else doing anything? Because right now
that is horrible.
I have something, but that's only if everyone else has acted.
I mean, at this point, everyone has sort of done something, like whether or not it's like directly like engaging or what have you.
So I want to help also diffuse the crowd. I'm not sure. I'm not particularly charismatic, so what I'm going to be doing is but as I take out the bread that I've half ate, half was walking with, and hoping and praying there's other bread around, I say, "So, this is your circus. Where's the bread? And you know what? I have both." And as I cast animate bread to sort of make a little bread circus.
Dee Dee, roll me Arcana.
What is going on?
Yes, just for
like what?
Roll me Arcana.
I feel like Dee Dee and Baya have a totally different definition of diffuse the crowd.
Yeah, Dee Dee's making the crowd more entertained.
There is a moment of just pause where it just goes dead silent.
Only one moment.
And then even both sides of the crowd just erupt into laughter. Like there's just sense of like, what the fuck is this? Like they don't understand what is going on. You have WTF'd them so much that they don't know how to respond to this. And at this point, with you having done this, the Arcana check was to see how impressive the display of the animated bread was. Because you rolled a 27, they are so thoroughly entertained that both it's basically that sense of like someone else has done something so random that they lost track of the conversation. You have, in doing this, you burned a couple of things, but you have effectively moved all of the attention away from Mathura, and even the agitated crowd is just kind of confused. Like they're not paying attention to him, but by nature of sheer confusion. Also, thank you, Philly Girl JL for subbing. If you can, please let us know who you'd like to give. Is it subs as well who give the advantage to? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
That's what it
it's
is. Yeah.
subs.
If you can, Philly Girl, please indicate who you'd like to give an advantage to. It can include the DM as well, if you're feeling charitable. But with that being the case, the crowd is defusing, and you just see this look of absolute fury on Mathura's face, on his and what appear to be the rather angry individuals, the 3 angry guards that he has with them, that Lapu, Bo, and Didi all recognize as the 3 who were attacking them the other night. What do? They're just looking real angry at all of you. What do you do?
I sort of look at the cultist, and I'm actually gonna try to make my way over and see if I can have them within sort of like 30 feet of like distance.
Okay. This will be a contested roll between you and the cultist. I need stealth from you, and the cultist will roll to see if they can spot you.
I'm about as stealthy as Mathura.
The cultist looks up, takes note of your presence, and begins rushing north in the direction of the statue. And it's at that moment as well that you see Mathura look up and also take notice, and just sort of like motions to his 3 allies. We're leaving. We'll go somewhere where we're wanted. And he starts heading north.
I'll look at Bo, sort of raise my hand where Paya drew, and sort of point in the direction of the running figure, and give chase.
All right. So, what is everyone else doing in that moment? Because I think for the sake of one of our players who is not feeling so well, we are going to take probably a quick pause to just change out the cameras and let them be off. But just before that happens, I just need to know from everyone else, what are you doing in this moment as you see Mathura is starting to leave, and the group of them is heading off north, and the cultist, as far as Didi knows, is heading off north as well. What are the rest of you doing?
I follow since I know they're going towards the statue.
I'm actually trying to disperse into the crowd because I want away from the cultists more than anything else.
Okay. Bo, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Dee Dee's. Like I saw what she did, and I'm like, yep, gonna follow. Probably in like a more flanking position, not like right behind Dee Dee.
All right.
Yeah, I think I would flank on the other side.
Okay, so I'll say Aletta is the last thing before you head out. Sorry, this migraine is like bothering you and like making it hard to play tonight, but would Azerlath follow with the rest of the group?
Yes, they would.
Okay. So on that note, we're going to take just a quick break just to adjust the cameras and let Azerlath, our wonderful knowledge cleric, head out. I'm sorry the migraine did not improve. Please take care of yourself and have a wonderful evening. We'll all be back very soon, everyone. Just going to take a very quick break to adjust the cameras. Right back.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Just making sure of the correct things.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to rueinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a buck or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And we're back.
Hello again, everybody. Thank you for your patience as we were taking sort of our scheduled break a little bit early. Wanted to give a quick shout out to and thank you to Roll20 for sponsoring us again. Feel free to check them out, as normally we'd be doing this little quick blurb and such right before our break at the halfway point. But feel free to head over to roll20.net/start/WTTP and sign up for a free account today. Many people make use of Roll20's virtual tabletop. We're using it right now because we have cool little tokens that one of our players has actually designed for us. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. So as we get back into the swing of things, we find ourselves, well, rather the party finds themselves, for the most part, not quite chasing, but following after Mathura as he seems to be making his way north towards the statue.
I knew I forgot to switch the map. I will do that right quick.
Yeah, we should be okay. But the party has now, with traveling for a bit to follow them, reached the, what we can call just sort of the southern portion of this map that I've transferred folks over to and switched us over to. And you Dee Dee and all of you can see, especially Dee Dee, you note that Mathura seems to be angrily speaking with someone in a set of robes wearing the symbol of the cult that you recognize, that Bio would also recognize. And they seem to be in a very tense conversation. And even from this distance, like Mathura, it's like yelling. It's like, assured me that we have control. Sort of ridiculous nonsense if you allowed with them making jokes of me in a public setting. And you don't hear what the cultist is saying because they're speaking much more quietly. But
Are they within 60 feet?
they are within 60 feet. I'll say if you're on the southern part of the map, just go, like, move all your tokens to the south part of it. Like, just everyone feel free to drag your stuff over. I'm going to move over as Zerlats as well. As you're moving onto the area as this is happening.
Okay.
Disperse yourselves as you see fit. Lapu, sorry, I see you there. Baya is the only one who I don't see.
I'm in the crowd. I went with the crowd, not northward.
So you are you would have seen the group heading forward. Are you going to follow the group, or are you going to stay away from this whole thing?
I'll almost certainly stay away, yeah. And that's going to sort of, I guess, be unfortunate IRL if this becomes combat, but I'm okay with that.
All right.
So, Bo, you're going to flank left?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll guess I'll follow suit and flank right.
Okay. It's relatively open terrain, but the 4 individuals that you see, 3 of these angry sort of berserker types, Mathura, and then there's a 5th individual who seems to be beneath the statue. Like, I'm not putting them as a token on the map, but you would be able to target them. Actually, no, I'll do that real quick. I'll add the... Where is character token? Where will we put them? Right there. There is an additional...
That's the cultist?
That is the cultist.
Do I recognize, or is it just like...
They have a hood. They have a hood covering their face. For the most part, it's still open sun and what have you, but they look like they're trying to keep their identity masked.
I'm going to cast Hold Person on that person.
Alrighty.
I guess, is there a way that Bo can tell whether these berserker people are berserking right now, or do they just seem like, oh, we're just
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
I will say, what your character knowledge is, you would tell the difference between them in the midst of sort of a battle rage versus them just being angry. I will say they are not currently in a rage.
Okay.
Right now, they just seem to be sort of like pacing around, or like just sort of like kicking the dirt, just somewhat like frustrated.
Okay.
Like they have the kind of like attitude or like presence of someone like in a film being like, yeah, man, boss, that just didn't go to plan. It's just not great. God.
Right. So like more disgruntled than in rage.
More disgruntled than battle rage. We'll put it that way. They're disgruntled. They're not raging.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
But the DD, as you cast the spell, the cultist just sort of begins to try, like almost turns to look, and is then held.
And I look at Bo, and I don't know if we would have developed a signal, but it's the best imitation that me player can do, and it's totally up to Lily and Bo to decide if we ever had some sort of a shortcut for that person doesn't stay alive. and and I just point and I do that.
This.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, nope.
I mean,
Nope.
I feel like even if we didn't already have some prearranged, if you like pointed at someone and like went like that,
It's like the
Yeah.
I think Bo would get it.
I think
Yeah.
Bo is both wise and intelligent enough to understand that means that fucker over there should probably die.
Yeah.
And I say, thank you for assisting us. I'll take it over from here.
All right, I'm gonna say all of them are caught off guard. Dee Dee, your spell was able to go off without a hitch. Azeralath has a potential to do something. Lapu and Bo, you got one round because they didn't expect. Nobody expects the Hobgoblin Wizard to appear. At this point, the DM doesn't quite understand never knows what to expect from the Hobgoblin Wizard.
Right.
This
Do
is the thing.
do they see us already?
They look like they're startled and they're about to turn. None of them are raging. None of them have done anything as of yet.
If they haven't caught me yet, is it okay? Would it be possible for me to use what is it called? Would it be possible to use my my hidden step?
Oh, yes. I will say yes, you can.
Okay.
So you until the I think it's till the end of your next turn. I forget what the exact one on
It
that.
says until the start of your next turn or until you attack. Basically, if I have to make an action or something.
Yeah, we'll say that goes through. That as they're turning and they're like starting to look around is right at the moment where you can feel free to describe what it looks like when you disappear, but you disappear.
Yeah, I just kind of, I just look left and right and just go, just straight to my face, and then next thing you know, there is no face and no body after the gesture.
Sure.
It happens in that order. There's first no face and then there is no body afterwards.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
Oh yeah, right.
Lily, you have a round.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Bo is going to rage and reckless attack at
With advantage. You don't need to be
the
reckless.
cultist. The cultist.
Okay. The cultist, as a note, this right over here, you'd be right in between three of them, just as a
That's-
note.
So
Right.
it is fine. It is
Okay.
fine.
Just make
I'm gonna we're moving in this direction, so it would be between these two. Well,
So over here?
yeah, like on this side.
You
Okay.
would get advantage anyway because they're held.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
that's
held,
right.
which means this is going to be a lot of damage. Oh,
Okay.
God. Roll
Yeah.
with advantage.
Yeah.
Get your attacks.
Yeah.
They're going to be auto crits because they're paralyzed. Oh, boy. This is going to be rough.
Get it, Bo.
I mean, I gotta do this. I only get one attack this time. No, I
it's
do
a full
get two
turn.
attacks. I forgot. Yeah,
You get your 2 attacks because you have,
was horrible. What happened?
but you can
Advantage.
attack again because you have advantage, remember.
Oh, that's nice.
That is going to hit.
Yes.
That's attack 1,
Okay, that's attack 1.
and that is again
also
very
going to
nice.
hit.
Yeah.
And I believe you have a bonus action strike as well.
I raged, so that
You
was
raged,
my
yeah, so
bonus
you had to use
action.
your bonus action. So yeah, with that being the case, with the hold person spell taking effect, Lapu disappearing and being entirely unseen as far as they know, and with Bo jumping into this combat, I'm going to need initiative from everyone. So remember, click your tokens and then roll the initiative and we'll have it. And I will add the 4 enemies' turns to this as well.
Wait, how do I do? I clicked my
So,
token. I did.
Click your
So
token.
you click on your token, and then there's like a little menu right next to where the
Is it
arrow is on the left side.
Is it the gear? Oh, initiative.
No. Yeah.
Oh God. Whoa.
How do you get a 0 for initiative? Oh,
That's the way that that the script is programmed, it helps make sure no one is like at.
Why
Like
is it rounding to like the 10th?
Oh, it's
because
your
that counts in your dex mod in case you tie with someone else.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
But all right. Also, real quick before any sort of like full combat is breaking out, I would like everyone to roll me a perception check real quick. Just for my benefit.
Just for your benefit, okay.
Okay. If you're making cracks, Ant, you are muted, so it cannot hear you.
Oh, do I have anything to perceive in the crowd I'm in, or not so much?
Actually, you roll perception for me as well.
Cool. Sad.
I wanted to know.
Crowd.
You, I'll say for the folks who rolled.
Might as well have stayed mute.
Yep. Just stay mute, and
for the folks who stayed muted. Not stayed muted. Who? Fuck you, Ant. Fuck you, Ant. Making me misspeak, you mother. For the folks who rolled below a 10, you hear sounds up from the air. You don't spot anything because of the intensity of the fight. Bo, as you're paying attention, like just taking in everything and like just like ready, like you're in one of these kind of modes. Not that Bo would be the kind of person to actually do that kind of thing, but you're taking in all of everything that's happening around you. You hear a familiar sound a little bit of ways. You hear bird calls. You don't know what it means, but you hear like a loud, and it sounds pretty big.
And it's coming from like straight up above, or
It's
like from behind, or
it's
like
diagonal up in the sky. Like you just hear it off in the distance.
Is it our bokeh babies?
Is it our baby?
I'm not saying shit. Y'all rolled terrible. I'm not saying shit.
I mean, I could say something, right? Or is that
you only know that it's a bird. It's bird calls. I leave it up to you as Bo what she might assume from that. You don't know for certain that it's yours because you also did not roll very high, but you rolled high enough to know like you recognize it's birds. You also don't know if they're
I think
friendly.
she's just gonna yell, and I don't know if they're gonna even like really pay that much attention, but I think it's now I'm kind of far away from the rest of them. But she is just gonna say like, look in the sky.
It's a bird. Oh.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. No.
It's bokeh babies.
That's a different. Yeah. That's a different game.
different.
Azeralath is with a 4.
Oh.
Sad, but with combat having kicked off, Lapu, you just taking in this whole scenario, you have reacted the quickest. I'm going to say, just because of the way that's kind of fuzzy with surprise, you are still invisible, so you will get the movement to go and attack anyone you would like right now. If you're going to do that, it's up to you. But you are still invisible for the purposes of this round of combat until the end of your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna attack yet. I kind of want to flank and go around, maybe behind. Let me see. Maybe go about here and then hold an attack, and just wait until.
Is the trigger if he becomes aggressive?
Well, it says. Well, if I become aggressive, it triggers the. What do you mean
Well, okay. So what I'm asking for clarification's sake, and this is you would know because of your own abilities. As far as I know, hidden step, the way it works, unless you want to post in the chat so we can double clarify.
Oh yeah.
It will only last for about a round. I'm sort of letting it go because of the wibbly wobbliness of the surprise round.
Yeah.
Until your turn ends, but after that point, you won't still be invisible. It's basically like a quick 1 round invisibility. I'm just letting that last. Yeah, as bonus action, magically turn invisible to the start of your next turn, or until you take it. Once you use a straight, you can't use it again. Yeah, so I'm letting it because of the surprise aspect, letting it last until the end of your next turn. But once your turn ends, even as you're holding if you choose to hold an action for anything, the invisibility will wear off before any sort of trigger, if you're waiting to do an attack of any kind, kicks in. That's sort of what the trade-off is going to be in this scenario. Just letting you know this is what's happening with
It's
it.
like
Okay,
a
so I
monk
think-
misty step.
It actually
basically-
is, yes. This is a
Yeah.
Herbolg Monk's Misty Step.
Yeah. But I'll be visible at the end of the turn.
Yes.
Okay. The cultist or that?
The cultist
Or
is
that.
held.
The cultist is held?
Yeah.
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 Which means
Well, would I have noticed like that little communication between Dee Dee and Bo of like, no,
Even if-
this cultist is bad.
even if you didn't notice, I think you're gonna notice the raging barbarian taking hacks with a hand axe in each hand
Right.
against the cultist. And also, for the record, that cultist is looking really torn up. Like just the 2 hits from Bo alone have taken. They're looking
They're
incredibly
shawarma.
bloodied.
There's shawarma.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so I will move to. Ooh, I guess I'll move right in between to get to because the circle is the statue, correct?
Yes, it's the circle is just demonstrating the space of width and such that the statue itself is taking up, but you can move into that space. It's just more to indicate where they were sort of
Okay.
all arranged.
Yeah, I'll just move up and then just attack the attack the cultist.
Okay, so roll for your attack. You have 2 attacks because you're a level
Yep.
5 monk, and then you can choose to either do your bonus action,
And
unarmed strike,
advantage.
or do key point for 2. You have advantage on all of those, so
All right.
click the attack, and it should be giving you 2 rolls once you do it. So go to your sheet, click. Yep, that 20 is going to hit. So then click.
Then roll again.
Well, first do damage for me, just for my sake, because this will
Okay.
determine something. So click on Monk Unarmed Strike, and that should give you a damage
Okay.
output for it.
In the chat.
No, in the chat itself.
Oh,
In the
gosh.
chat. Yeah.
Bad.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so normally that would only be 5 points of bludgeoning damage. However, because it's a crit, I'm doubling all of these. Now, this is an important question. Are you going for lethal damage or non-lethal damage?
Well, knowing Lapu, I would go for non-lethal.
Okay. Solid, just out of nowhere, 7-foot-tall Furbolg appears. Solid crack of the fist underneath their jawline, and this person who has already been like this and stuck just crumples. So for the purpose of the combat, the cultist is not dying, is just knocked out, but they're out of the fight. They have no input in this fight whatsoever.
Night night.
Because of that, you have 1 additional attack, and then if you want to do a bonus attack or any other abilities with your bonus action,
Okay.
let me know. But you have 1 more attack. I won't count the other one because I was just
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
sorry.
actually do the
My
ratings.
bad.
Being nice.
Yeah, I guess I'll attack the barbarian in front of me, and I will use a bonus action for as patient defense.
Okay, so that will take one of your key points, or remember to
Okay.
keep track of those. But click in your character sheet to roll another unarmed strike or your quarterstaff, whichever one you're using, and we'll see if that hits.
Let's go with fists.
Okay, so fists. So that is going to hit.
Yeah.
All right. And important question: are you choosing to? I believe you have stunning strike at this level. Are you choosing to do that?
Is stunning strike just used for one?
Anytime you hit, you can choose to do stunning strike. It costs a key point.
Okay, it costs a key point.
I'm just letting you know these are among your options, and because it's been a couple weeks since you've played with us, I'm just going through it to make sure you're always aware of what you can do.
Yeah.
A lot of
No, I
stuff.
appreciate that so much.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'm back. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's I will Yeah, I will attack, and I will also spend a key point for a stunning strike.
Okay.
So is it damage first? Is that how it
Roll
works?
the damage. So
Okay.
click in the chat itself
Yeah.
for the monk unarmed strike.
I got that.
Oh, nice.
All right.
So that one. And what is your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom modifier.
So wisdom modifier, what is it?
It's 3? Or is
Okay,
that
so 3
or do
plus
I get
3, so it's 14, and they only have, I think it was, 13. Oh shit.
Wait.
They rolled a 13 on their con save. Your DC, if your wisdom is modifier is 3, plus the proficiency bonus of 3, your DC is 14.
What?
This figure is gonna put that marking. This berserker is stunned.
Yes,
That'll be
All right.
next turn.
Nice.
Also, hello to you, Babe Barcer, or B Barcer, B Barke, whichever term in chat. Lovely to have you join us in this middle of this berserker and monk fury. Yeah. Second strike goes through. They are not raging, so they can't lessen the damage.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's movement, attack, that's action, that's bonus action, that's everything. And as a note, because they're stunned, that's until the end of your next turn.
Nice.
So everything has advantage on the one berserker, but at the end of your turn, it is now Mathura's turn. Thura.
And I noted. Oh, sorry. I noted that I'm doing patient defense as my.
Yeah, so they'll be at disadvantage to hit you.
Okay.
So Mathura will use a bonus action to call out to the rest of his berserker allies in a sort of fit, like a battle cry of leadership and inspiration, and they all seem like ready and more charged to fight now. And then is going to turn on Bo and is going to unleash 3 attacks on you.
What else?
So
I can take it.
I mean, you're raging. This is the barbarian. This is what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cocked. That's a 23 to hit you.
Sure.
25 to hit you.
Sure.
That's cocked. Why is it doing that? And it's only a 12. The 12 is not going to hit you.
No.
So the first one, you're going to take, with the first hit of wielding this long, serrated sword, hits you for first 8 points of slashing damage, so cut in half to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the blade connects with you, you see a discharge of lightning emanate across it into your body. You're going to take 2 additional lightning damage.
Okay.
So the lightning is not halved, but the slashing is halved to 4.
Right.
And then he tries to go for a second slash, but it doesn't make it through to you. You just parry it off with the hand axes. But in the midst of trying to go for that second swing, he rushes and shoulder charges you and does hit you once again. That is only going to be 6 points of bludgeoning damage, but I need you to roll me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Which you have advantage
Does
on.
that work? Is that? Oh, I do have advantage. I only rolled once.
Well, because you're raging, you have advantage on strength saving throws while raging.
That's right. I do. I forgot about that. I don't think that went through. There it
Here we
is.
go. That'll do it. That'll do it. Like, he goes to like shoulder deck you, and it hurts, but you just sort of like, it's almost like catch it and just like shove him right back off of you.
Okay.
So that's going to be his turn. And then the first berserker, going to roll to see who he's going to go for, because there's a lot of you here. First one will be Dee Dee, second one will be Azerla, third will be Bo, fourth will be Lapu. That's a 3. So the second Berserker also wants to pick a fight with you, Bo.
That's what I'm here for.
Just tank everything, fight everything.
Right, tank. Tank.
All right. He is going to try and hit you with Reckless. However, he rolls a 2 and a 3, so that is not going to hit you.
Lol.
No.
With the imagination. So, Baya.
Yeah.
For my benefit, could you also roll initiative real quick for me?
Yeah, sure. Give me a quick sec. I'm just gonna drag my token on real quick. Just so I can roll.
Yeah. I'll explain why you will be able to be involved in this combat. It'll just take a little bit.
Oh, Baya, there you are.
Wow.
Hello.
1413.
You're gone now, Baya.
Oh crap! When I delete it, does that also remove mine? Also, why is mine so weird? Like everybody else is normal, but mine is.
Token reflects player? I don't know.
It looks like the initiative got moved off, or I'm not quite sure.
Did it?
I believe Slam has described your current attitude correctly, Bo, of fight all the things.
Sure. Yes.
Dee Dee, it's your turn. What are you going to do? Because you and this other Berserker have the same initiative. I'm going to roll to see what they do, but tell me what you're going to do in this moment.
I'm going to split in such a way that if Mathura decides to have belch, we're not all in one place.
That's a good call.
So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so that's about as far as I can go. And I am going to do my tried and tested, and I'm going to go... Wait, that guy's coming towards me?
That guy's coming towards you. He only has 30 feet of movement. I rolled, and I put you as 1, and I rolled a 1, so he's chasing after you.
So... I am going to cast... I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the Barbarian. Because the one that I was doing previously, on this guy, because the other one that I was holding is dead or knocked out, so that's fine.
Yep. That's a 17 naturally, Dee Dee. I'm sorry.
Oh.
So that's a resist of the Hold Person. He can't reach you, though.
Okay.
Well, actually, he can reach you, but he has to burn his action just to get close enough to reach you.
So question, would I have been able to see him charging towards me and therefore going in a different direction?
Yes, you can. He will still chase after you, but if there's a different direction you would like to move, he will still be within range to hit you, but he can't actually hit you in this turn, and you can move your token where else you'd like.
Well, I probably would have gone backwards, but there's no room for that over here,
I mean, if you'd like to be alone with the Raging Barbarian away from your allies, I will not, hold that
yeah,
again.
you know what, fair enough, I will stay put here, and,
okay.
I can't really do anything that I can with a bonus action at the moment, so that's my turn. And I've got my staff out, ready to kind of like, don't hit me, my face!
You wouldn't hit a lore wizard with glasses, would you?
Right.
Bo, it's your turn. You got,
okay.
Got a range to the left and the right, and a dragon.
Yeah. I'm gonna invoke that advantage that Philly Girl JL gave me, so I don't have to reckless attack for this first attack.
Okay. Give it a go.
And that is going to be to this dude here. Is this clicking? Anyway, I don't know.
To the left of you?
That one. This one.
Okay.
Do you guys see? Okay. With my trusty hand axe.
That's a good thing you took advantage. Oh shit, they all forgot to rage. Damn it, I forgot to do
They're not motivated enough.
They're just like, meh.
Whatever.
Overconfidence. We don't even need to rage, man.
Right?
Living.
So she swings her left axe at that guy, and then she like crosses them in front of her, and like this is her other two attacks. So she swings again at him, and then her second attack is gonna be at this one.
Okay. Second attack is going to be
So
Mathura. So hold up.
these are just gonna be regular attacks.
Yeah. Don't worry. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that's not good.
Unfortunately, not going to cut it.
Right.
Got one more.
And then this
That
is
one is
though.
going to do it. Is that one directed at Mathura or his buddy?
Yeah, this dude.
Okay. So that is going to hit Mathura. Okay. Thank you, Skylad, for the accurate comment. Mildly agitated instead of raging.
Yeah.
Okay. You've used action, bonus action. Are you moving at all, or are you just staying right there?
No, I'm gonna stay right there because I'd invoke opportunity from both of them if I moved. But this dude here now has the ancestral guardian thing on him.
Okay. So
This
he's
is
going to
my
get
first
disadvantage
attack.
unless he's trying to hit you. So the spiritual manifestation of the younger, equally buff but more, but also and fit version of Bo appears and is hindering his movements.
Yep.
So, all right, that's your turn. The next barbarian doesn't get to do anything because he is stunned. Stunned is rough on everybody. It is going to be Azerlath and Baya. You look up from into the sky and you see a familiar griffin flying down from the sky, landing down in front of you.
In the crowd?
It's coming. The crowds have already started to disperse. Like after the whole hubbub, they just were starting. Now they're a little bit scared of the sudden appearance of a griffin coming down, so they're scattering more excitedly. But the griffin just seems to like rest
Pick me
down.
out?
It picks
The
you
griffin.
out.
Okay.
It picks you out, and it looks like you can hear now. It's taken a turn for you to actually be able to process. You would have gotten this early if you gotten a higher perception, but you also see there's two other griffins that are heading north.
Nice.
And the one that's landed in front of you is just sort of like, it's doing the sort of like pawing on the ground kind of thing, and it's gesturing like with its beak in the direction north.
Okay. Fuck. I snap my fingers and I'm gonna cast Find Familiar, not in the sense that actually requires the material components, but just the form when it's already been cast. And I'm gonna conjure my familiar, the sprite, onto the griffin to try to sort of just pull on it, like mane or its feathers or whatever, to get it agitated. And as that happens, I'm gonna try to duck into a building with preferably members of the rest of the crowd. My intention is to like ask them about why Mathura is so compelling. So I'm looking for like, that's why I went with the crowd.
Fair enough. Are you trying to ask members of the crowd while this is happening?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to like duck away and pretend that this griffin is not identifying me. And I'm getting my like sprite to try to like ride it as if maybe now it will be agitated by this and not by me.
Okay. As you do that, the griffin just seems mildly confused by the sudden appearance of a sprite on its back and is just sort of just doing one of those, like it doesn't know what it is, so it's very suddenly startled by it.
Yes.
But it does not appear to be following you.
My strategy of continuing to confuse everybody still works.
Azerlath will, seeing Dee Dee in danger, will like start turning towards the stunned person and like looking as though they're about to like cast something, and then sees Dee Dee and is like, damn it, and is going to try and use hold person on the one heading towards you, Dee Dee. Unfortunately, this berserker seems to be the only one capable of resisting people's spells because it rolls an 18 naturally.
Someone with a presence of mind. Oh no.
So, top of the round, Lapu, you are next to a stunned person. You see Bo has two individuals harrying her on each side, and you see Dee Dee off in the distance, about to be harried by another berserker. What are you gonna do?
Oh shoot. When is the stunned person? When is the barbarian not gonna be stunned?
End of your turn.
Okay.
It's the end of this turn, then they'll kick into effect.
Well, I hope Bo does not get angry for me ditching, because I don't want to be there when the barbarian wakes up, but also I don't feel comfortable with Dee Dee just having this barbarian kind of loom over the hobgoblin. So I'm going to try and make it over there. I'm pretty sure I can.
Yeah.
Got 40 feet? Heck yeah.
Oh, you got 40 feet. You're good.
I'm good.
Because monk.
Oh, sorry. Ignore that.
No worries.
Roadrunner it over there. Thanks, Baya, for the imagery that I will never. And let me see.
Make the call. What are you gonna do?
Can I do a? So, would this count as an action or a bonus?
What are you trying to do? Just
I want to attack.
Yeah, attack will take your action.
Okay. Well, wasn't my movement? I'm sorry, I'm still new with D&D mechanics.
No. D&D, the way it's broken up, you have action, bonus action, movement. Movement is separate from doing things. Sorry, because I know you're coming from Fantasy Age and other ones where movement is like part of the action of the turn and stuff sometimes. Movement is separate in D&D.
Sweet.
So if you move, you can still do an action to attack.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a.
We are all learning on this stream.
Woohoo! If I can do it, anyone can do this. I'll just do my attack and then extra attack on this.
On the Raging Berserker. Okay, roll it up, see what happens.
Here we go. Come on. Just use my fist again. Yeah.
That's gonna hit. That's definitively gonna hit.
Sweet. Damage.
That's gonna hit, and it's not raging.
And then one more time for the giggles. Ooh. How about this one?
That just hits.
Ooh, nice.
So roll up the damage again.
All right.
That's another,
Just punch, and then
punch, and you have a bonus action. So if there was something with either patient defense, or if you wanted to just take another unarmed strike, you could do that, or you could spend for key points to do flurry of blows. It's up to you.
Let me see. Yeah, I'll just spend another key point on patient defense.
Okay. Keep track of it.
I'm keeping track of it.
Okay. So with that being the case, Mathura. Yeah, he's just gonna wail on Bo a little bit more. Bo's the biggest threat right in front of him. That's a 20. That is a 17.
Bo, you got this.
That's a critical fail. So for the sake of expediency, I'm just taking averages on this. So it's another 8 points of slashing damage reduced to 4 and 2 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And then another 6 points of bludgeoning damage as reduced to 3. And I need another strength saving throw from you.
Okay.
You have advantage because you were raging. Good thing too. 18 passes. Once again, he's just trying. He's like shoulder decking you the entire time. He lands this hit, but it's just not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But as it ends his turn, His buddy is also going to do the same thing. Reckless. Okay, that's 11 plus, I believe they have 5 plus to hit. Did not mark that down. God damn it. I'll just say it's 5. Oh, wait, I did mark it down. God damn it. I have to pay attention to my own notes. That's a 17 to hit you plus a d4. Yeah, that's a 19 to hit you, Bo.
Yep.
So that is going to be 10 points of slashing damage from the great axe he's wielding, reduced to 5.
Okay.
Initiative count 20, not 20, 15. You all, everyone in the party, starts hearing the sound of bird calls getting closer and closer. You get the sense that they'll be there probably within the next round. But as that happens, Dee Dee, what are you doing? This berserker is right next to you. I'll say you both are acting at the same time, so what's your call?
Since they're right up against me, I'm gonna go with my, and they've taken some damage, I'm gonna go with my shame.
Oh no, shame. What is your DC, Dee Dee? It's 16?
Yeah.
I only rolled a 14.
Wait.
So they only rolled 14 total,
14 necrotic
meaning
damage!
they fail, so that's...
Nice.
Yeah, this one's also been hurt already. Damn, that's... Yeah, Jesus. He's just confused.
And I'm gonna move.
Well, he's with you moving out of the way. He's gonna split his attacks, his reaction to try and hit you, and then he's gonna take one on Lapu.
And I will use shield, since I only used a cantrip.
I don't think shield is gonna help against a natural 20.
I'll still do it anyway. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's a 13 to hit Lapu, but that's a natural 20 to hit DD. So that one, I will only, again, sake of expediency and such, I will just double it flat. You're taking 20 points of slashing damage.
Holy moly! Ow!
Dee Dee, are you okay?
Get sliced in half. Holy moly!
Holy moly!
You see, like, bloody stump. Sort of. I'm joking. I don't actually have a bloody stump, but let's just say on a scale of 37, I'm 17.
Oh, okay.
That's not the worst. Not the
best. It's not horrible.
Wow.
Well, you're up.
Yeah.
Seems fine to me.
Wow.
Well, from where you are in the crowd, far away.
From all of this.
Your siblings, cool. They got it.
Yeah.
They got it. They're good. But yeah, Bo, it's your turn. What you gonna do?
Yeah. So, this one here, Reckless attacked me. So I get advantage.
No, he didn't reckless attack. He's just hitting you. He just has a high modifier.
Okay.
I've been rolling. Sure. The last 3 rolls against you were an 18, a 17, and a 1, and then the ones before those were like a 16, a 15, and a 3.
Okay. Like, no, I was just curious because I know they're raging also.
He's just hitting really hard.
Okay. So a Bo is actually going to reckless attack. And do like almost the same thing as last time. Mathura gets the first hit so that the ancestral guardians stay on him, and then a second hit to Mathura, and her third will go to this one.
Alrighty. So 2 on Mathura. So the first one roll it is going to go against Mathura with advantage. So what is it?
Right.
Fortunately, yeah, no, that doesn't beat his armor class. You make the strike, but it doesn't get across his armor.
All right. Oh wow, that one does
also-
not either. And what did I don't know what that was the wrong thing. Sorry, ignore that.
Your natural roll is a 14, though. I will count it because that will hit whoever you're aiming for. Just
Okay. Okay.
I realize that is a silly thing, but we're gonna let it go because that's a thing.
8 slashing.
Okay, so is that, and that third one was on Mathura. So yeah, this is the first damage he's taken
Yeah.
in a while. All right.
That is no moving.
Okay.
Wait, let's see.
This
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to move. I'm trying to
no longer
see something.
affected. I'm gonna roll to see who he's gonna go after. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna I am actually gonna move and
Okay.
I'm okay with
Opportunity attacks?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm actually just gonna move onto this other side of Mathura, so the only opportunity attack should be from the other barb.
Okay.
Because I'm not actually moving out of Mathura's
Rolls a 3.
range.
That does not hit you.
No, it does not.
Why does that? Or, well, with the way you would have moved out of Mathura's range, but even with his modifier, a 3 is not going to hit you.
Wait, which I've been thinking that this dude is Mathura. That's
No,
not
the one at the bottom, the one with wings is Mathura.
Okay, so
The drag
that was the wrong move.
with wings.
Trying to move.
Angela,
Okay.
the next time you make a boss, you need to add all sorts of embellishments around the token, like just a bunch of shiny shit.
To make it clear.
No, I mean, I'll be really clear. I cannot see the details on those tokens.
That makes sense. Just for the
So-
record, this one for everyone's benefit is Mathura. This one,
Okay.
this one, and the other one that's near Didi and Lapu are just berserkers.
Okay,
But
all right. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So I just moved
So-
on the other. It was the berserker that I was going to take the
either way,
opportunity.
neither of them hits you
Okay.
because they rolled a 3 naturally. +7 is not going to hit you.
No, it is not.
Oddly enough, I had it be 1 was Didi, 2 was Azerlath, and 3 was Lapu, and 4 was Bo. God damn it, Ant. This berserker is just going to charge after Azerlath because he just doesn't understand where the he thinks that something. I'm just gonna say for flavor, he just thinks, oh dear, there's a spellcaster over there. Kill the squishy mage. Baya, on your turn, what are you doing? Because this is also roughly around where your initiative is. I think yours is like a 5 or a 6.
I'm going to be running. I'm going to be running into the tavern, as I said, and trying to, still as a little kid, see if there's anybody I can just sort of nab by like tugging on their coattails, and preferably somebody who looked like they were, not only interested in what Mathura had to say, but as if they were nodding along.
Okay, you do find a rather tall, slender, relatively pale-skinned high elf who just appears to be like sipping on a bit of ale at the moment when you come in. Seems to like get your attention.
I will, due to past experience with elves, explicitly ignore elves. I should have said that.
Oh, okay. There is a dwarf, what appears to be a mountain dwarf, just chilling out.
Okay, cool. He seems susceptible to being charmed. I cast suggestion. Because after my hireling seemed to inform me that sleep and charm didn't affect elves, I do not want to seek out elves.
What is your DC?
My DC is 15.
It's 15? Yeah, he has +2 to wisdom and he rolled a 13 naturally. So you have a very angry dwarf looking at you now.
Okay, so I'm like, excuse me, could you please tell me everything I need to know about Mathura?
Fuck off, kid. Just pissed off an old grumpy mountain dwarf. It's like the braids in the beard seem to furl up in anger. That's how much you've pissed off the dwarf.
Well, that's my action and that's my movement.
Okay. Zerlath is going to try and do something risky, but also playing to their style, like still trying to like handle the situation. I believe these are both in range. No, stop doing that. 20. Yeah, they're gonna try and do hold person at level 3 to affect the one that's near Lapu and the one that's coming after them. So they both have to make wisdom saves. Also, Dartleon Montano, thank you for joining us. So the one near Lapu gets a 20, but I'm gonna say that wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, that's that. The one in front of Azerlath, though, however, is held. So Lapu, the one that's near you, you see his limbs begin to seize up a little bit, but he shakes it off. But the one in front of Azerlath is now held. They are going to run the fuck away over here. They do not want to be anywhere near that mess. So, forgot to mention this is initiative count 15. Previous turn, y'all hear up above you bird calls once again.
Do I recognize the bird calls?
Well, here's the thing. Less the bird calls you need to recognize and more the actual physical shape as two familiar griffins swoop down to flank alongside Bo.
Hey, friends.
Our
Eagles
PoC babies.
Our babies.
Yeah, and you all distinctly know that there is frost and lightning bits of breath emanating out of their mouths. So these are definitively part of the griffins that you encountered previously.
Yay!
Woo! It's your turn. The griffins had to use all of their action to get over there, but they seem... we'll say one is going to go help out Bo, the other one is going to go help out Lapu, because Lapu was one of the people who interacted with them. But Lapu's turn.
Oh, friend, I'm so glad you're here. Hold on, wait. And then I'll turn around and just start punching the barbarian again.
Hold up a minute.
Yeah.
Hold up a minute.
Yeah, I want to hug you, but first things first. And then I just come in for a blow.
Okay. Lapu is coming in for a blow. That one is unfortunately not going to hit.
Oh, should
Distracted by the arrival of the griffins, the first punch does not land.
I was distracted. I was just like, yay! Oh no!
You got another attack, and if you want to,
yeah, I want to. Oh, can I use my extra attack then?
Yeah, extra attack.
Sweet.
Whenever you take the attack action,
right.
Because of the level you're at, you always get at least 2 attacks.
Come on.
That one is gonna hit.
Heck yeah! All right, 5. That's fine.
That's cool.
It's cool. It's cool.
This one. This one is looking quite hurt.
Ooh. Can I use a bonus action for flurry of blows?
The other ones do.
Can I use flurry of blows?
You can. You have to spend a key point, but you get 2 more unarmed strikes.
All right. Wait, how many key points is that?
It's 1 key point for
1 key
flurry of blows, where you get 2 unarmed strikes to follow up those. That is going to hit.
Oh, nice.
That is really good. And that's good on the damage, too. Alrighty. And you get 1 more attack. That is also going to... Jesus. Big monks. Yeah. Guy's barely standing. Barely standing.
Okay. All right, that's it.
Yep. Mathura gets a very sinister look on his face.
Not my griffin babies.
Opens up the mouth and breathes a 5-foot wide, 30-foot line of lightning in the direction of Bo and the first griffin.
Oh no, my griffin baby and Bo.
The afterthought was Bo.
I'm sorry.
I mean, That's cool. I was worried about the griffin too.
Yeah, it's our griffin babies as a group.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw from you, Bo. I believe
Okay.
you have danger sense, so it's added advantage.
Yes.
And oh my god, the griffin. Okay.
That's a 17.
17. You, instead of taking the 31 points of lightning damage on the fail, you are going to take 15 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
As is the griffin, because the griffin rolled a 10 and has a +4 to dexterity.
Dang.
They also just barely dodge out of the way of this, but are looking incredibly hurt. Like, you smell fried feathers at this point.
Ah, no.
Berserker, on his turn, he's just going to take an attack, reckless on Bo. He has advantage. That's a 15, I believe, to hit you, Bo?
That does not.
Oh, you have 16. Yep.
It's 17, actually.
17. A really high armor class for a barbarian. Who would win? A bunch of raging barbarians that are dragonborn, or one tanky? Dee, it is the griffin's turns. They will both. One will fly down and will attempt. I will say Bo, because you are the closest, and you're also the closest. Each of you make the call. Just shout out. I'll give you a chance to shout out a command. Who you want them to target?
I wanted them to target Mathura.
Okay, this one is just gonna fly up above, and I believe they have flyby. I'm gonna give this one flyby because they can, and that is one of those hits. So that is going to be 2d6 plus 4, so that's 11 points of damage on Mathura as the talons of this griffin slash down on Mathura, and he is very annoyed. And Lapu. Do you want the griffin to attack the one that's next to you, or do you want it to go after the other berserker?
Attack this one.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna hit with both their attacks. Jesus. So your griffin baby just took out a berserker?
I'm so proud of you.
One berserker on the right is taken out because the claw leaves him at 3, and then another beak just right through, just a little bit of like frost breath on the edge. Takes that one out. Dee, you're up.
Okay. This guy's been hit, yeah?
Yes, he has been hit before.
I'm just gonna go, like, next to the griffin. You know, be behind the griffin. Hopefully the griffin will move. And I am going to look at this guy and go, shame!
It's because you're so hurt, it's like very short now.
Yeah.
That is a 10 plus 2, so they do not save.
Yeah, so they take 16 necrotic damage.
That's... oh boy. Oh dear. Yeah, looking real hurt. Also looking real hurt.
And I sort of look up at the griffin, and I point there, and I'm like, you go get him, boy, girl, griffin, you're amazing.
If you have anything else you can do for a bonus action, let me know. But otherwise, it's gonna be Bo's turn.
I'm basically saving my reaction and level spells for shield at this point.
It's like, I have seen what has happened. I have foreseen what will happen to me if I do not shield. Bo, you're up. You still have 2 folks flanking, but you got a griffin helping you out now.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna do my first 2 attacks toward the other barbarian.
Okay.
And they're gonna reckless attack.
Okay, roll them up. First two. See if they hit. I'm gonna tell you right now, you gotta hit a 15. That's gonna hit.
15, you say?
I think a 25 will do that. That's 12 points of damage against this barbarian.
Is he still up?
He's still up. He looks like
Okay.
he's one of the beefier boys of the
Okay. Then I'm gonna do my third attack at him also.
Okay.
And that's another.
That's another 7.
Mhm.
Yep. He is also starting to look quite hurt. He's looking about as harried as his buddy over there is.
Okay.
Okay. That's your turn.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this one is still held. Oh, you can't do anything. Damn it. And he doesn't. He just saves from, I believe, because it's 3, 6. Oh, no, wait. No, it was Erlat's DC. Why is it? Should be 3 plus 3. Yeah, no, that's wrong. That's why you not help in that moment. Anyways, no, he isn't able to save, so he is still held. Lapu, you're up. The berserker that was in front of you got knocked out by the griffin, and Dee Dee is currently cowering behind the griffin. So you got one berserker near you, and then the one that's flanking Bo with Mathura.
Mm-hmm. I just look back at Dee Dee and just go, all right, stay with the griffin, and I'll move to the closest berserker and just rain hell on them.
All right.
Well, hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah,
that's gonna work.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you do.
Roll the damage because I see how much it is. Because Jesus.
And that's just the first attack.
First attack.
Roll damage. Oh, it's Jesus.
So we have damn.
Oh.
Yikes. Oh, it's Jesus as the top reaction for damage rolls. But yeah.
And holy moly, somewhere fits somewhere.
Somewhere in between. But it only happens when a mage is hit, because there's an extra bit of fear that only a mage can say when that happens.
Are you saying that because this guy's held, he can't say holy moly as he's being hit?
I mean, he can. It comes out of...
Moly!
Sounds about right.
Yep.
I'm guessing the 9 doesn't hit?
The 9, unfortunately, even with advantage, it doesn't hit.
That's fine. And then, I kind of want to see what else can I do. No.
Got a bonus action. You can still do just a basic unarmed strike without having to spend key points. That is part of your monk base skill set.
Oh, okay. That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
So if you just want to use a bonus action, do one more attack, you can.
Yeah, I'll just go another one-armed strike just to...
Even with advantage, not going to hit, unfortunately.
All right. And that is it.
Now it is Mathura's turn. Being harried by the griffin, he is just going to split his attacks because he doesn't want to deal with the bird. That's 25 to hit the griffin.
No.
That's a 20 bow.
No.
And that's a 25 to hit bow. So
that does it.
Yeah. So those are two. Actually, those are a 20, a 25, and a 25. So those are going to hit all 3.
Oof.
And how much?
It is going to be. Okay, so this 2 of them were going to go against you. 1 of them is going against the griffin because it was already hurt. So
okay.
16. So that's going to be 16 points of slashing damage reduced to 8, and then 4 points of lightning damage from the 2 slashes, and then the griffin is down.
Oh no.
I'm at a quarter of my HP right now, guys.
That's it for Mathura's turn.
So-
The Berserker is gonna reckless. That's 21 to hit you, Bo.
Yeah.
That's gonna be another 10 points of slashing damage, cut in half to 5.
I mean, I'm a little bit worried at this point.
I am mildly concerned at this moment.
A little bit.
Mildly
Yeah.
agitated, now mildly concerned.
Okay.
Slightly.
Dee Dee, while it's your turn, the one griffin is going to go to attack the held berserker, and the other one is going to roll a death saving throw. That's a 10. It's okay. No.
I am not a healer. Damn it, I'm not a doctor. I'm a mage, not a doctor. And I am going to start, I'm actually gonna I'm not gonna attack the held one, because I know the held one is, in good hands.
Well,
Literally.
here's the thing about the held one. The talons and the beak of the other griffin in a rage just tear the berserker to pieces.
Okay.
It's your griffin baby is just taking out 2 of the berserkers.
Yeah, that one's a keeper. I am going to look at Mathura, and with all the seriousness I can muster, no jokes, I go, shame, and I toll the dead on Mathura.
Unfortunately, Mathura has advantage on spells. So the first one was a 10, and the second one is a 13 plus 4. So the shame, unfortunately, does not seem to affect the hardened Dragonborn. Though the shame was mighty.
Yeah.
Mighty shame. Mighty shame.
Mighty.
Was mighty.
Well, you gotta fail at some point. And I'm gonna just... That's my turn.
Yeah, don't worry, Slam. I know that the group likes the griffins, so the griffins do get saving throws. I will be a kind DM and give them saving.
A magnanimous DM.
Yeah.
And
I also don't want to kill the griffin babies because I was involved in the creation of a new species. I don't want it dead and extinct immediately.
Yeah.
I feel
Have like ice and thunder breath. That's amazing.
Right?
it's pretty great.
Pretty awesome.
But Bo, it's your turn. Mathura
Okay.
is still looking like in fighting strength, but the berserker is. Oh wait, yeah, no. By his next turn is going to be up, but yeah, Bo, it's your turn. The berserker is looking pretty harried, like
Yeah.
compared to Mathura.
Well, so is Bo. So she is going to have to get rid of him. So 3 attacks to that dude. And
He did reckless, so you get advantage on all of them.
yep.
Let's see what that is. Fortunately, that one just misses. That one does hit. That one does hit. Oh my god. He had... Because you roll... What is it? It's... Oh, wait, no.
It's 7, basically.
Well, it's the 6 and the 8.
Right, but then he's raging, so it's halved, right?
Technically not raging, because I keep forgetting to say
Oh
it.
my gosh, I did not know this. I didn't realize.
Oh, did
they're
you?
still mildly
The barbarian
agitated.
is not raging.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I have griffins. I am managing lightning breath.
I feel like this is actually the only reason why Bo is maybe not going to herself be knocked out.
But He is barely standing.
Okay.
Like we're saying stiff wind levels.
Knock him over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if that is the end of your turn,
yes, that is that is the end of my turn. Yes.
okay, Baya, what are you doing? I will prep as our last action while you're still involved with the tavern related issue.
6 seconds later, I turn to another dwarf. Will you tell me everything I want to know about Mathura? I cast suggestion.
I mean, he starts talking to you.
Oh wait, does this guy fail the DC 15?
Failed. He
Yay! I have a hapless victim. Meanwhile, I'm going to have my sprite cast use Heart Sight. I'm only going to use the first part of it and not the DC 10 saving throw. The sprite touches a creature and magically knows the creature's current emotional state. Whenever the griffin feels like it is eager to leave, I'm going to have the sprite do nothing. Whenever the griffin feels like he really wants me to get on his back, I'm going to have the sprite harass him. Hopefully this Pavlovian conditioning will get him to join the fight.
I'm going to say roll animal handling with disadvantage because you have an alien creature attempting to condition a wild animal.
Wisdom? Okay, a sprite's wisdom is +1. He has no skills. Okay, cool,
So
great.
you have disadvantage to roll this because you are trying to send an alien fey creature to tame a bird.
At some point, you need to give me a sprite, Angela. But
I really do.
The first one, and that's the second one.
Yeah, no, the bird is not happy about any of this. The bird is just mildly irritated and is now scanning the crowd more intensely, trying to find you, to try and understand why its beloved owner in its mind is putting it through so much grief. You're what you're basically doing is you're having the effect of like a super loyal puppy not understanding why its owner is being mean to it. It's what you have done.
Well, wait. Am I telepathically communicating with my kid? I am, so I know this. Paya feels guilty and sad. Can't get out of this.
Sorry, it's nothing you can do. Azerlath, will seeing that Bo is quite hurt, is going to burn a 3rd level spell slot to do an upcast of Healing Word.
That is very generous. Thank you.
You get 8 points of healing
from
their bonus action, and then they seeing the Berserker is pretty hurt. Oh, wait, I need to check that. I don't think they have high dexterity.
I feel like at this point you can't call them berserkers anymore, Angela. I feel like you just have to call them peeps.
That's what they're called in the monster manual. I am sorry.
But they're not going berserk. They're just peeps.
I mean, that's fair.
So, are you talking about it in sort of the colloquial version of like person, or are you talking about the marshmallow chicks?
I didn't even think about that.
You broke Ant for our stream. That's supposed to be me, not Ant doing that.
I just meant colloquial people. I didn't even think about the marshmallows.
Well, considering they weren't raging and we kind of SWAT teamed them.
Yeah, with Azerlath's Sacred Flame that they cast, this Berserker harrying Bo is also taken care of, so now there is just Mathura himself. Lapu, you're up. One griffin lies hurt and bleeding out. Another one is by your side, and Bo is looking a little bit patched up, but probably still hurt. What you doing?
Mostly, yeah.
Oh no.
Kind of, sort of, almost hurting in the range of pain.
So it's just Mathura left, huh?
It's just Mathura.
Is it this griffin that's really hurt?
No, it's the one that's directly to the right of Mathura.
Oh, okay. Well, there's only pretty much one enemy on the board, so I'll just kind of scooch on. I'll just rush and.
It's like, excuse me, feather friend, just let me get by. Gotta go punch.
I say hi to. This is the one I didn't say hi to. Is this the one that was near me, or was it?
I think the one that went close to you was the one that was near you. I made the 2 griffins who knew you all go to each person.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah.
I say to the griffin, hello, friend, but just 1 second, and then I turn around and just start bashing. Hopefully.
Okay, roll your attacks.
Oh, that seems pretty low for Mathura.
That's not going to break through his armor.
One more.
That will break through his armor.
Yeah.
Solid blow hitting him.
Oh, just
through
4.
the chest. Hey, it all adds up.
It'll add up.
It's.
Yeah, and I'll use my bonus action to smack him again.
Do what you can. Jesus.
Almost a crit.
You have been rolling like a storm tonight, Lapu. Is this what it means for you to come back? You just tank things and just
with my Jesus
damage.
Jesus damage.
Yeah, he's looking hurt.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh, do I get another one?
If you spend a key point, you get one more.
Okay. No, I will kind of say so. All right, I hold.
Okay. At this point in time, Mathura's. He's already. I forget if I said he had the wings out already, but we'll say in this moment the wings pop out. You see electrical energy just course through the whole of his body.
Uh-oh.
And he goes into a rage.
Oh, shit.
And he is not electro by God damn it. And he is going to reckless attack 2 on Bo and 2 on Lapu. Unfortunately, that is only a 13 hit for the first one on Bo. Then the second one is a 23 to hit Bo. Then the third one is a 22 to hit Lapu.
Yep.
And then a 19 to hit Lapu.
Damn.
So, with that, Bo, you are going to take. See, that's 10 points of slashing damage. Bo only took 1 hit, and then Lapu took 2 hits. So, Bo, you're going to take 5 points of slashing damage that's already reduced, and 2 points of lightning damage. And then Lapu, you are going to take 16, 20, 24 points of damage.
No, Lapu!
20 points of slashing is normal base plus 2 additional rage damage and 2 lightning on each.
Wait, so what's the total?
The total is 24 points of damage on you.
Okay.
He's pissed.
How are you looking?
Is that just straight from my hit points, or is it?
That's just straight from your hit points.
God damn.
The Griffin, however, will go to harry him and will also try and make attacks on him with both.
I am worried right now.
Is that Griffin like MVP? Like just.
Unfortunately, they're not able to break through the armor on this occasion. But right now, Bo, you're up.
Wait, don't I go?
Oh, shit. Dee Dee, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Dee Dee first.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're playing by milestone, because if we were playing by like combat EXP, the Griffin would have just stolen all the EXP for this account. The Griffin just levels up and flies away. We're just like, oh, okay.
It's like everybody, there's 600 experience points just flying off into the distance.
Well, I guess we gotta kill our Poke Baby now.
Oh, wait, actually, that reminds me. Tell me what you're going to do, Dee Dee, but after roll death saving throw for the Griffin. It's okay.
I'm gonna walk to where the cultist is. Just so I'm standing next to the cultist, and then I'm gonna look at Mathura, and I'm gonna say, "Fuck you," and I'm gonna cast Mind Spike at third level. So it does 4d8 damage, half save.
What's the saving throw?
It's there. Wisdom save DC 16. So total of 16 damage or 8.
He just saves.
So
Like he rolled a 12 plus 4, so he just saves, but none of that damage gets reduced. He's looking pretty hurt. I'm not gonna lie. He raged, but he's looking pretty hurt.
Oh, so close.
If you got anything else for your bonus action, call it out now.
Nope, I'm good.
All right, Bo, you're up.
All right.
You now face a barbarian.
Right. But reckless attack coming at Mathura.
All right. See if you can.
So 20, 13, and 19.
The 20 and the 19 would hit.
Mm-hmm.
However, he holds up the sword as you hit him, and a lightning barrier of shield magic emerges, and he casts shield.
Damn it!
Okay.
I just used my last third level spell. I could have counterspelled that.
No one's been hitting him hard enough for him to use it. He only has 2 of these. But nah, none of your hits get through, unfortunately.
Okay.
Bio, what are you
all
doing?
I can do.
I'm gonna have the sprite stop doing the emotional shenanigans and just like in a defeated voice. Now that I realize that sprites can speak common, can you go help my friends, please?
Please go help my friends.
Please help.
Because I'm trying to have a long conversation about like Mathura with this guy, which presumably has to take longer than 6 seconds. But meanwhile, the sprite's just going to be like, can you please go and help my friend?
Yeah. We're going to say that for the purpose of this, it's with a dash, it's 160 feet. They'll be there in the next round to be able to do something to help out.
And then I will tell my sprite to hold on for dear life so that I can participate in the battle as my sprite. Actually, can I even? What's the range on Find Familiar before you get the packed the
It's like 100 feet.
Yeah, 100, 120.
Baseline is 100 feet. You could have.
Okay. I instruct my sprite, since I cannot communicate with it after that, to help in the fight as much as possible by taking the help action by helping people aim.
Okay.
Out of my hands.
Bo, Lapu, between the two of you, how hurt are you? Because Azaralas is going to try and heal.
I'm pretty sure Lapu should be the target. I mean, I'm at 11 of 60.
Oh, I'm 13 out of 37.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Lapu should get healing if anyone is going to.
They're gonna do 2nd level spell slot, healing word on you, Lapu. You get 6 points of healing with their bonus action, and then they're gonna try and Sacred Flame. God damn it, there goes my dice. Thankfully I have a replacement, and now I understand why people get multiple dice. And oh Jesus. He actually fails a saving throw from that. That's
finally.
He has advantage on magic saves. Like, this has been a problem the whole fight. Anyone trying to hit him with magic is just, it's not working out. But Lapu, you're up. He's not about to crumble, but he's bloodied, bruised, and quite hurt and quite pissed off. But he
also reckless attacked last turn, so don't all Lapu's attacks have advantage?
That's true. Yeah, he did reckless attack.
Oh, what does reckless
But he
attack
also
do?
has shield on now too.
So so until his next turn, I'll tell you right now, this isn't metagaming really at this point. It's roughly in the 20s, like low 20s, what his AC is right now. but you have advantage because of reckless attack. Whenever he takes it, he gets advantage on his attacks, but anyone until his next turn that tries to hit him does advantage to hit him.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's up to you what you want to do. But you can tell he's some good hits and he might fall.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's a good point.
Make the call. Gotta keep it going.
Yeah, I'll just start. I'll just keep attacking. Just go on the attack.
All right, you got advantage on all your hits, however many you want to do. That will hit.
Damn. 25.
Nice.
8.
Looking real hurt. 19's not gonna hit.
Darn it. Bonus action.
The crit will hit because you have advantage because you reckless attacked. He's still up. He's barely standing.
All right, and that's it. I hold.
All right. With that, he knows he's done. He's just going to try and take one of you with him.
Whew.
Reckless attack against Lapu, but that's only going to be a 13 for the first hit, and then
That's good.
14 for the second hit, and then the other two on bow. Gonna be...
So you know if he's not targeting me first,
Right. Oh, he's got this.
he has disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. So one of those hits won't go through. Both of the hits will not. The two that were attacked by the griffin are dead. One, I think one of you knocked out, and I think Lapu did non-lethal damage on that one, or someone did non-lethal damage. So one is alive.
I did
However-
non-lethal on the
Cultist.
On the cultist.
Yeah, so I think two of them. There were only 3 berserkers, so I think actually the griffin killed at least 2 of them.
Yeah, the griffin
Was yeah.
However, I'm sorry to say this, Bo.
Hmm.
Just rolled a crit.
Okay.
Jeez. Oh no. I'm sorry, Bo. You should have been healed.
5, 9, 11. That's 11 points of slashing damage. Cut to half, that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 points of lightning damage.
Okay. I'm at 1 HP.
Wild.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus. Yeah, the griffin can't get through the shield. Well, it can't get through his armor, but it is now Dee Dee's turn. Dee Dee,
Okay.
he's
I'm going to
barely
cast
tanked.
Magic Missile at 2nd level.
DD.
It's just straight up damage. There's no save.
Yeah. Yeah.
DD.
No, it should. Why is it doing that? It should be. So I
Should be
think.
the full things. I think
Yeah.
occasionally Roll20 does that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll it 3 more times.
Lol.
Oh.
Or I'll just roll 3d4
Yeah, it should be
plus 3
Right.
and add that. So 11 damage total.
Dee Dee.
Please say you did it. You did it.
I would like you to roll me an Arcana check.
Oh.
If you are trying to kill him,
Oh, I
you don't need to
am.
bother.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay, then describe to me how
Straight
you
up,
finish off Mathura.
Oh.
I just point my finger and like these barrage of missiles that look like this go because there's I was transcribing
Okay.
I was transcribing tragic missile, and I remembered that was one of the things in it.
You see the plate armor gets just bent in and sections of it just fall off.
Whew.
And you see he tries to hold up the blade one more time to take one last swing at the griffin on the ground. Then he just collapses.
And then I just take my Ippolita dagger that I have and I stab the cultist.
Okay.
Oh.
Can I ask, where is this happening? Like, is this just in an alley?
No,
In the
this is
city?
happening. No, this is
It's
happening.
in the
It's
open.
by this in the open by the statue
By
on
the
the northern
statue.
section, of
Right.
the city, like
Okay.
far out in the north.
Okay. Great.
So, why are you doing that right now? Roll 20.
Are y'all at least outside of the city?
We're in front of the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zerlath will take the next 10 minutes to burn their last second level spell slot to cast a prayer of healing on everyone.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
It's their last high level spell slot they have.
Oh, Azerlath, thank you.
So, yeah. The dust settles. Calm takes the area where this fight has gone down. In about couple of seconds, about 12, 18 seconds later, you see a third griffin just lie down with a sprite that looks somewhat, actually no, not even somewhat, incredibly anxious, trying to hold on to this griffin the entire time while the riot is happening. And Zerlath will also, to make sure that Griffin is taken care of, will burn a first level spell slot to heal the Griffin that was hurt on the ground.
Yay!
Yay.
Griffin is saved.
Which was good, because based on my dice roll, that next roll was a natural 1,
Oh,
Ooh.
which would have been really bad. So, as it stands, you're all outside in the open in front of a massive statue dedicated to Cord, with Mathura having been defeated, the cultist body nearby, and the berserkers taken down.
So does this count as our sort of sacrifice to Cord?
I mean, I feel like Cord would maybe be pretty proud of us at this moment because
Yeah, we should
he
get
just like
sort
took
of
down like 4 raging, but well, not raging, but 4 berserkers.
I would think some sort of blessing is in order.
Yeah.
Like,
They're not
Something.
berserkers. They're just like sad boys.
Well,
None of them
well,
berserk.
they are berserkers. They just forgot to berserk.
that's a shame right there.
It was also actually being entirely honest. I changed the mechanic for their rage. That it was supposed to be on a reaction, but I kept forgetting to do it because either people would move out of the range to attack, or I couldn't. Or I just kept forgetting. So that was on my bad.
Bo actually feels sorry for them because they did not do what was in their nature, and you know she rages just pretty easily. Second nature. These guys. They just kept
Pause.
forgetting.
I need a priority check. So you're upset at them. You're sorry. You feel sorry for them because they didn't quite manage to be martially proficient. Not because they're now dead. Not because their lives are forfeit. Okay.
Yeah, because they. I mean, you know, it is in Bo's very nature to rage, and these guys, they're just, I don't know. Maybe they had some identity crisis or something like that. But yeah, she feels a bit sorry for them.
Okay.
To go out without raging, that is
There's some kind of
worst
Come
thing.
on.
point to be made here. It's like
Well, I could have animated dead, but unfortunately the mistranslation meant that I can only animate carbs.
It turns out there was an even more massive mistranslation. It doesn't even say animate. It doesn't say dead or bread. It just says carbs.
Just
Okay.
carbs.
Just carbs.
But yeah, the cultist body is there. If you would like to take a look at it, Didi.
Yeah, I'm basically searching for any sort of, I'm not looting the body for like treasure or anything. It's more to make sure that anything that could be traced to the both of us is not on the person.
Yeah, I would say if you're doing that, roll me an investigation check, and this will count for both. This will count for all of the bodies.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to help or also wants to roll their own.
Yeah, like Bo definitely wants to look at Mathora and
Yeah.
like what he's got on him and such.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to see if the feather is still there.
Paya spends the next hour interrogating the guy about how to take down Mathora from the inside.
Could the sprite help, or is the sprite helping someone else?
Angela controls the sprite now. Sprite's out.
Because the way that Baya gave the command, go help people aim. So basically all you have happening is this sprite going along whenever any of you are searching the bodies and correcting your hand to look a little bit better. So technically you all have those checks at advantage.
Okay.
So roll it again.
Hey, 21!
Just a little sprite moving your hand to be a better pilfering bodies.
I feel like
tilting the hand up just a bit.
I feel like that can go into certain directions, in which case I will just simply lewd myself.
This isn't how you defile a dead body. Here's how you do it better.
Yeah, this is you're looting the wrong direction. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
lewd and loot.
It's really, yeah.
Didi, so you're taking a look at the cultists, and
Yeah.
Bo, you're taking a look at Mathura's body.
Yeah.
And Lapu, you are also taking a look at Mathura's body. Yeah, you have advantage. That's a crit. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Is that also an investigation on me?
It is.
Where were
but I'm
those
gonna tell
crits
you right
before?
now, that crit will cover both of you.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
He, among his things, he still does have the feather, and it looks exactly like the feather that out of character, Gemma, this was a figure that the party encountered in the first town prior to you meeting up with them.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, I think because I don't think you were with the group for the Planetar.
No.
Yeah, that was you came right after that point.
I think
but-
they joined right after, yeah.
Yeah, they joined after that. But you do see everyone else you recognize who is looking in that direction. You do see the feather looks exactly like one of the ones that was decorating the Planetar's form. You find the following materials. You find around 500 gold on his person and various gems.
I'm going to hand that right to Baya because he was concerned about money before.
I mean, he's technically not here because he's just.
Oh, wait, you still have not joined us?
No, he hasn't because he'd spent an hour talking to someone about it.
Chatting.
Basically,
Okay, then I'm gonna pocket it and say I'll give this to Baya later.
But
or not.
Somewhere far away, I sneeze and feel embarrassed for some reason.
But what you see happen is you are able to find a letter that seems to be addressed. The script, unless you read either Infernal or Abyssal, it doesn't make
give
any
me
sense.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot. But Astrolath might.
Astrolath, I believe, reads Celestial and Primordial. I don't think.
Oh, I actually know Abyssal.
Okay.
I actually do know
Okay.
Abyssal normally.
This appears to be
Here,
some
Didi.
written code.
Okay.
I will get you the details for that before our next session.
Yep.
I'll tell you just as a summation takeaway. Mathora was being contacted by someone from the cult. And you get the sense that he was, in a way, being recruited here through his efforts to try and spread some of the influence of the cult. And you get it. There's a indication through it that there is a massive move about to be made in a location known as Melora's Blessing, like something to the point of a planar nature.
I just am like, my jaw drops, and I very quickly relate this information, and I say, well, I think we gotta get there pretty soon. I think our time of maybe resting is over.
Did it say what
Yeah.
what's being planned, Dee Dee?
I need a little more time.
But-
You're muted. Oh no, you weren't. Not anymore.
So, Bo, you find the money. You see, while the plate armor is relatively bent and messed up, it could be just tinkered with a little bit and still be in decent use for someone who has proficiency with it, or you could just sell
Okay.
it for additional materials.
Sure.
You also find the sword that he was using as well.
The lightning sword?
The lightning sword.
I want the lightning sword. I really want the lightning sword.
Do you pick
On
up
the
sword?
inside, Bo is like jumping around and doing like a end
Cartwheel,
zone
like-
like dance, like yeah. But on the
It's like
outside,
touchdown. It's touchdown dance.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
celebration
yeah.
dances. Yeah.
yeah.
That's my
But I
favorite.
like on the outside, she's just like calmly picking the sword up.
As you pick up the sword, time stops for a second.
Whoa.
Okay.
And the figure that spoke to you before during the evening following the encounter with Mathura the first time appears before you again.
You again.
Hello. You're quite powerful and quite strong, and you seem to have protected your friends from dealing with the worst of this.
I try. It would have been nice to not have all that lightning damage, but I suppose I could have had metal armor on and that would have been worse.
Probably would have been. Consider this a gift. And as the figure speaks, the form you're able to see it more distinctly now. It's a strong feminine form with a crown of flowers that are crystalline. The whole build like swole as fuck, like muscular and fit and toned as fuck, but the gender incredibly ambiguous. Like you have no sense. Like there might be like femme of center kind of leaning to the form, but other than that, it's hard to tell any sort of gender. And they walk up to you. They take the sword. They put their hands together. And they say the following. May Maroon's judgment become something a little more capable in your hands. And as they say this, the sword splits in two, and you see appearing in two orbs all of a sudden, crackling with lightning, two hand axes emanating a lightning aura around them.
What?
I am going to give you the personalized stats later of Maroon's judgment,
Okay.
the Oathbreaker.
Oh,
So,
likes the sound of something called the Oathbreaker.
Yes, it is. It is a magical weapon. I will get you all that later, but
Sure.
yeah, you gain that weapon, and Lapu. In this moment, you also see, just for a split second, the figures that you saw in your vision appear just for a moment out of the corner of your eye. And they just say, we'll explain more in due time. Partially because we're running out of time for our actual stream. But we'll explain in due time. Just sit, listen to the land, listen to the earth, and listen to all those around you and the elements, and we will speak.
I just nod my head.
And on that note, we're going to call the session right there. As the party has managed to defeat Mathura, dispel what appeared to be some of the social presence that he seemed to be getting, and claim, and has found a connection to both the cult and something bigger and possibly planar celestial related. So that is where we're going to call it here. And as a fun note that I wanted to be on stream for folks, level 6.
Hey.
The big bad. That's a pretty big milestone to get through. So. Level 6, everybody. We'll figure that out off stream, but we are at like 4 minutes to go, so we're gonna start like wrapping up. Thank you to those folks who did manage to stick with us for the full stream.
Level 6.
Level 6. Level 6. And again, thank you for folks who rated us. Thank you for the new subs, both familiar to possibly some of our players and otherwise. And again, feel free, if you're still watching, check out the Discord, the Patreon, support us through merch. Tomorrow we are going to have, I think it's Emissaries of Vitha and one other thing. I forget what's on the schedule because I'm tired and it's late.
I believe tomorrow we have, if you scroll down, we have Steel Blossom Moon for sure. Carrion Crows, there's it's been delayed, so we're that's not so we have Steel Blossom Moon, which will be at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then Emissaries of Avithna, which is midnight Eastern time.
Yep. So gonna do quick roundtable of just folks telling people where they can find you, where you're at, and all that. I'm just gonna do myself real quick. I'm in a ton of shit. I'm on Creelier's podcast. Do new music commission themes for TTRPG campaigns. We'll be putting out a new piece through Art for Ourselves on disability and hope. And what else do I do? I also write poetry on my Patreon that you can find me at Philosophem or on Twitter, Phoenix24Fem. I'm Angela, the DM here, and I am also a player on Sleeping Angels on Fridays and a player tomorrow on Emissaries of Avithna with delightful Gemma and Mariam. But I will boot that over to our returning player, Lapu, otherwise known as Gemma.
Hello, I played Lapu, the Furbolg monk. You can find me here at Welcome to the Party on the weekends. Obviously Saturday nights. Yes, I am here on Saturday. I will be here Saturday nights for Adventures in Agni here. Tomorrow night with my awesome GM, but now I get to play with her. Tomorrow, Emissaries of Avithna, and of course Mariam. Tomorrow night, midnight Eastern Standard Time. When I'm not playing games, I am a podcast host, Diverse Geeks in Focus, where I focus on marginalized voices in geek culture. That comes out every other Wednesdays. And yeah, that's about it.
Alrighty, we're gonna turn on over to our tanking barbarian extraordinaire, Bo, otherwise known as Lily, living through so many hits.
I know, right? 1 HP. But yeah, hey, I'm Lily. I play Bo, and I'm Adelise on Life on Twitter. I'm the Scribe on Twitch and Discord. I'm here in Agni on Saturdays. I take part in 3V, which is Visible, Vibrant, Victorious, and all PoC one-shot that happens on Sundays. It's on hiatus right now, but it will be returning. I also take part in Welcome Party's Side Quests, which is a new one-shot regular thing that happens on Mondays. And I play Mean in Misfits of Space, which is a Star Wars actual play podcast.
Alrighty, turning it over to our sadly absent during combat and chatting with a dwarf fiend bard.
I I am defeated. I am also Anthony, and I play Paya, as you all know. I am Jojoro on Discord, and God, this feels so short compared to everybody else. I need to put more stuff on my resume. I'm currently a blog author of dungeonanthology.com, and I am working on Project Unbreakable, an Asian adventure anthology, coming soon to Kickstarter near you. Pass it off back to you.
Alrighty, and last but not least, our fantastic producer and mind-spiking and shamer extraordinaire, Mariam.
Hi, I am Miriam. You can find me on Twitter at media_junkie. You can find me on Discord and Twitch chat as DRNSAIN or Dr. Insane. Don't ask, it was something I picked out at age 13. And you can find me at Welcome to the Party doing far too many things, but I don't mind.
Like almost everything at this point?
No, not everything. But what I would like to plug is I am running a short shot on Tuesday afternoons. There are only 2 episodes left, which is called Politics and Plagues, which is set in Sarzamine, which is also the campaign setting that I'm working on, which the Musafirs, a podcast I also GM and produce, is also on Welcome to the Party, which releases bi-weekly on Mondays. Yeah, so you can find all that stuff on my Twitter, and that's me.
Alrighty, so that is everyone in the party. You can find Letta, our sadly currently absent Fire Ganassi Knowledge Cleric, at a Fire Gender, where they do, I believe, a lot of map making and various artworks and such. Find them there at a Fire Gender, where they also post various adorable pictures of their cat as well, which are very cute. But we are going to be raiding, I think we'll figure that out.
Maddie Morgs.
Maddie Morgs, we're going to be raiding them. Once that command goes through, we will do our sign off here, and get a very complex and difficult multi-layered question from Bigger Bops. I'm just going to
Discord.
Answer that. Yeah, just do that. We have a lot of conversations about that, about those kinds of issues exactly on our Discord.
Actually.
Okay, so we're gonna raid now because the button's up. So let's head on over, and definitely Bigger Bops, join our Discord, because that's not something we can answer in like 5 minutes. We hope to see you there.
No.
Okay, well, see y'all next week.
See you next week. Love you all. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for joining us.